In this video we will discuss about the post-op day infection, right? So post-op day infection, here you can see the summary that in which day which conditions are likely to occur. In case of we can say the complications of post-op infection. So we will see first in details and then we will go back to the slide. So we will first discuss about POD1, post-op day 1. So post-op day 1 we can have most commonly we can have atelectasis. Atelectasis we can have most commonly, and to prevent it we can use to prevent. I will tell you the salient points for your exam purpose, right? You can use incentive spirometer. So atelectasis is what we can face in your post-op day 1, right? In your post-op day 2 to 3, right, we can face hospital acquired infection. We can specify it as urinary tract infection, right? This can happen in your post-op day 2 to 3. So in post-op day next 4 to 5, we can face surgical site infection, right? If the patient had surgery, right? So in post-op day 4 to 5, in case of surgical patient, there may be surgical site infection. In case of post-op day 5, there may be DVT, deep vein thrombosis, and to prevent that, we know that we can use anti-DVT stockings. I will show you in my future slides that how it looks like. So for now, just remember that for DVT purpose we use anti-DVT stockings, right, or anti-shock garments, right? So what it does, it helps in pushing the blood from peripheries to the vital organs, right? So anyway, moving to POD6, on 6th day there may be burst abdomen, or what is said as Salmon fluid sign, right? And its management is urobag laparoscopy has been asked, and I will show you how it looks like in my future slides where I will show you all the images, right? For now, remember that in POD6 we can have burst abdomen or Salmon fluid sign, and the management is urobag laparoscopy. Again, in case of urobag laparoscopy, we close the abdomen by Prolene sutures, which is 4 times the length of wound, or you can say 4 times the wound length. And this is a rule, a famous rule as Jenkins law or Jenkins rule. This has been asked previously, right? So in case of urobag laparoscopy, or in case of closure of the burst abdomen, we close the abdomen by Prolene suture, which is 4 times the wound size or wound length, which is known as the famous Jenkins rule. Again, on POD7 and more, or POD7 and beyond, we can have intra-abdominal collections or abscess. And here investigation of choice will be CECT, of course. Now we will discuss about most common site of collection. This is also important. Most common site of collection, right? So overall, if we say overall, in case the patient is supine or ambulatory patient, so overall the most common site of collection is your pelvis or pouch of Douglas. In supine, it is your Morrison's pouch or hepatorenal pouch. In ambulatory, it is your pelvis. So we will revise it again whatever we have studied. That in case of first day, atelectasis is the most common complication, and to prevent it we have incentive spirometer. For POD 2 to 3 or second and third day you can have UTI. In 4th to 5th day we can have surgical site infection, and 5th day we can have DVT. To manage it we have anti-DVT stockings, anti-shock garments. POD 6 we can have burst abdomen or salmon fluid sign. To manage it we have urobag laparoscopy. Here we close the abdomen by Pauline sutures. The 4 times the wound length we take, which is the Camas-Jenkins law. For 7th POD and beyond we can have intra-abdominal collection or abscess, where the investigational choice will be CCT, and most common site of collection overall is your pelvis or pouch of Douglas, and in supine position is your Morrison's pouch or hepatorenal pouch, and in case of ambulatory patients it is your pelvis. So now let's come back to the image on the slide. As you can see, okay, there are few modifications because this is an international slide, this one. So just follow what I have said, right? And you can find few similarities or dissimilarities in this slide, but remember this slide is not for exam purpose, but you have to study for your exam purpose. So whatever I have discussed, just pay attention to that, because questions has been asked based on this, or the site of collection and the POD complications on the day-to-day basis and their management, right? Also images has been asked. Images I will show you in a different section, right? So thank you. That's all for this video, and we will meet in another session.